Adam, great to have you here, and as ever in football, this has happened quite quickly. What's the last few days been like?
Great to be here. Firstly, really happy to be at a wonderful football club. It's a place that has always held a place in my heart. So to come back here as manager is a dream come true, really, and it's been a whirlwind. I won't lie to you. It's been the last probably the last week, but the last 24 hours especially has been incredible in terms of, like you say, football is it's an amazing sport, and sometimes it bewilders me how quick things can move. But for me this time it's moved in a really positive way, and I came down this morning and had some chats and finalised a few bits and bobs, and really happy to be here.
And in terms of you as a manager and us as a club, we're in a similar situation that we're both looking to put some hurt behind us from last season.
Yeah, most definitely. I think for both parties it's been a frustrating end to the season. I think coming from an amazing football club in Eastbourne with some great people, a fantastic owner. We created some special memories down there, some really good times, and we felt like we were so close to winning the league, but we really felt all the way through the season that our way of playing, our style of play would get us over the line and put us in pole position. But the National League South this season was incredible. It was everybody seeing from the outside, but to be involved in it, nobody was losing. So it was a great experience, and then watching afar from the south to the north, and watching this title race go on has been increasing in intensity towards the end, and then for you guys to miss out on the final game was obviously frustrating, and you felt that. But football's a crazy game, and things, as the season came to an end, things again moved really quickly, and it puts me in this spot here now with, like you say, a lot of energy, a lot of positive energy. It's a league I know well, a league I've been successful in, and one that I aim to be successful in again.
You touched on it just before, but you do have some playing experience here as well. Obviously, it wasn't a huge chunk of your playing career, but obviously at a different time in your life, you came and got competitive football and scored a few goals too.
Yeah, most definitely. I think I had some, like you say, it was a short period, and if I'm being totally honest, as a young man, as a young footballer, I was probably a car crash back then, to be honest with you, as a person. So I've most definitely evolved as a human being, and from a football point of view, I loved it. I really did. I played under great management, a great team, some great individuals, some great people. But I got a sense of what the football club was about then, and it's I can speak brutally honestly now, it's always been a role I've always looked at and felt I'd love an opportunity there, and fortunately the chairman here has given me that opportunity. I've had a couple of chats with him, and his passion, his desire, his hunger for the club to be successful is contagious, and after sitting with him and Dean and really quickly realising we're so similar in terms of our thought process, we're really similar in terms of how success is gained, and that relationship clicked really quickly. So it was quite a straightforward decision, to be honest with you, to feel that energy and that drive from someone to want to win. So I'm hoping I can bring back the feeling I had here as a player, which I really loved, and to be back in front of these supporters again is going to be something really special for me.
And in terms of your career, there have been a couple of occasions where kind of we've almost crossed, if you like. I'm thinking back to Harriers going close to promotion to the Football League. Everyone remembers that battle with Mansfield. Some Harriers fans might not remember, well, they certainly remember Matt Green, and I'm not sure he's ever been forgiven in these parts for his role that season. But you were captain of that Mansfield team, of course, and that was some race, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that there's been like you say, a couple of times that things have really come close, and I think for me, especially being brought up around these areas as well, you're always connected, and I think we had it in a title run where when I was at Fylde, when we were going for the title, you guys were pushing for playoffs. We had some great games. As a player, like you say, I had it with Mansfield in more more intense challenges because you're on the pitch. So there's always been a connection, there's always been crossovers, and one thing that's never changed is this has always been a big football club. That's never changed. It's always been a club with ambition. It's always been a club with unbelievable passion from the terraces, from the director's box. There's always been a drive, and it's something I've always wanted to be part of and play a part in. So like I say, I'm over the moon to be here, and I really can't wait to get working.
How do you go about surmising your managerial experience? Because it's been varied, of course. Obviously, when you started at Mansfield as a very young manager, to some of the coaching opportunities that you've had, and not least, of course, you mentioned having won the division you're now managing in.
Yeah, it's been, again, I've been really blessed in terms of I literally finished playing really early at kind of 31 to be the manager at Mansfield. That was an eye-opener. We was in a relegation battle when I took over, so that was straight into the fire. We managed to stay up and build there, and I really enjoyed that 2.5 years, I think it was. But I'm an honest guy, and I came out of that and realised I wasn't good enough as a manager, good enough as a coach to jump straight back in. Then really soon after that, too soon, I jumped into Boston, another great football club, but I didn't have the experience. It was probably me being a little bit naive to understand non-league football and to understand part-time football, and I had to be honest with the chairman there. I'd made a mistake in jumping into that. I was full of energy, and I wanted to carry on where I'd left off at Mansfield, and we came to an agreement there that wasn't the greatest move from me. So after that, then I took a little bit of time, a few months, where I rested. And decided I really need to go and improve as a coach and become a better coach. So I had 8-9 years as an assistant manager, which was absolutely priceless for me. I worked with some top managers, a lot of foreign managers, which have had a big impact on me. We got promoted from League One with Barnsley, managed to take them to the playoffs in the Championship, then moved to West Brom as an assistant manager, then went out to Besiktas in Turkey as assistant manager, which was working with top players, which was a great experience. Came back from there then, and as I think as a young English coach, a lot of guys will tell you it's really hard to get an opportunity as a young English coach in the Football League. So I went into Fylde, and they gave me a great opportunity to showcase myself and for me to show what I've learnt over them years as an assistant. And we were fortunate there. I think I went in and I think they were 8th or 9th, and we had 30 odd games left and managed to win the league, which was obviously a real great achievement. And then I went down to Eastbourne, which again was at the time it was a big risk. They were 7 points from safety, I think, and played 2 games more than everybody else, but I just got a real good feeling about the place, and if I could keep them up, I backed myself to be at the top end of the league the following season. So we managed to stay up, and then we just missed out on the league title by 1 point this season, which was ultimately frustrating. But I feel all them lessons and all that coaching experience and managerial experience, and more importantly for me, the experience of a human being and as a man, has put me in a real strong position now to lead, and that's what I aim to do here. I aim to give it everything I've got, and hopefully take the club to the next level again, but then push again. I want to be involved in a project that wants success now, but isn't happy just settling at that. They want to push and keep being successful, and this place, especially with the chairman and his vision, it really does fit mine.
Yeah, and you've touched on it as well. You've come across as a manager, I think, for Boston as well as Fylde as well. Where do you see the club being at in terms of its position? You mentioned there in terms of its ambitions, but what do you feel you're getting here?
I think it's ready to move. I think in simple terms, it's ready to move. I think reviewing the season as I have done very quickly, and I need to go into more detail, but I think it's been that I look at it and there's fine margins that can be changed. There's little structural things from a football point of view where I think you can gain fine margins to get more points. The recruitment will be key to get players that can add to what's already here, because there's some great players already here that are going to continue to move forward.
talk to me about yourself as a player and as a manager. Can you tell us a bit about you as a person in the sense of what does home look like to you? I know you've obviously spoken publicly about how important family is, for instance.
Yeah, definitely. I've got five kids, various age ranges. So my house is never quiet. Married, unbelievable wife that I've been with for many years. That understands me and understands football, which is vital for me. And I think for me as a person, my life's been. It's been a learning curve. I think as a young man, as a young footballer, I was a car crash. I was a lunatic, and I was. Yeah, I could imagine managing me was tough. But I learnt a lot of lessons. I went through a lot of bad times. I hit rock bottom as a young man. And as tough as it is to say it, I wouldn't change any of it, because I feel like it over the years it's brought me to a place of where I am and where I have been for a long time now in terms of the man I am. I think for me, relationships is everything. I love football, I love winning, and it's all about that 3 points, but relationships are key to me. It's why I come to work every day, whether it's with staff, players, supporters. Relationships are everything, and if you've got the flow in relationships, everything else will come. And I've based a lot of my life learning from my mistakes and making sure that when I do come across people, I build relationships and I treat people right, because ultimately that is I think that's the key to success in my eyes.
You talked about playing in front of these fans 20 odd years ago now, both showing our age, I suppose, but you get a feel for it and you're going to get the chance to manage in front of them now. What would be your message in terms of the season that's ahead and what you'd like to achieve together?
I think firstly, be excited. I know that there'll still be a lot of raw emotions from the end of the season, but I've come into this building really swiftly, and I've felt the positive energy. I felt the energy to push again and to go again, and not to kind of look back and be frustrated or be angry that we missed out last season, but to look forward and be really excited about what's coming. I want to give a team and a squad of players that every single game these supporters can relate to. That's really important for me. If I'm as a coach, if I'm sitting on the bench and standing on the touchline and I'm watching my team and I'm bored, I know that I'm doing a bad job. So I want to excite the fans with what they're going to see. We'll be high energy. We'll be a very intense team, and I want them to be part of the process. We at Eastbourne, we went nearly a year and a half where we was unbeaten at home, and we made it a fortress, and I plan to do that here. It's an unbelievable place to play football, not just the pitch and the ground, but the atmosphere that's created and the passion of the supporters. And my big aim will be to make this a fortress, and I can't do it on my own. The players can't do it. We need everybody in that driving seat and really pushing from day one of pre-season. And ultimately, we're only going to be successful if we all do it. I can't do it single-handedly, and there's no way we can just do it as a football department. We need everybody, and that will be my big thing, to pull everybody together and make sure every single game we're all on the same page, and we can really make this a place to dread coming for opposition teams, supporters and players. And if we do that, ultimately we'll put ourselves in a good position to win.